Cannabis wild thing laughing in your face. We need to talk about something for a second. On YouTube and other places, we have people talking about the demise of bass fishing because of live scope and extra tournaments. Now, with that being said, I do think they need to be limited in some form or fashion. But what you need to be careful of on social media in 2025 is the new drama mentality that everybody pushes to get views. It's becoming more and more prevalent, and I don't want people to think that they're not doing it for that reason. Okay? The reason they do this is their channel suffers when they don't. When they just give bass fishing tips, because there's so many people giving bass fishing tips, that's what happens. Now, I've always said for years and years and years that when you create drama videos, that is weaker content. And it's weaker content because, yes, you will grow your channel, but you will get only those people that follow you for that reason. So you have to be careful, because then all your other videos will suffer. And certain individuals are going through this right now, and I saw this coming a mile away. So, again, just keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to this situation, remember, tournament anglers don't set the laws for lakes. Okay? Social media creators don't set the laws for lakes. Conservation and state departments set the laws for lakes. You may not like those laws, so don't vote for those people. That's the best you can do. That's how the system works. I'm not saying the system's right or wrong. That's how the system works. Right? I would love to go to every lake and tell all wakeboarders to get off the lake. Now, obviously, he makes these videos for sarcasm. But you cannot, in 2025, think that you control the water. It doesn't matter whether you're a tournament angler, you used to be one formerly, or if you are doing social media. I do that too. Now, this is just the reality. And I don't know why people have this sense of entitlement that you can tell people how these conservation lakes and rivers and public ponds can be used. They set the laws. You may not like slot limits, but their biologists say we need slot limits. You may not like the way they control the water levels, but guess what? The Corps of Engineers controls the water levels. Believe me, I would love to go up to the Corps of Engineers and say, stop opening all the gates. You're flooding the other rivers downstream when you do it on Table Rock. Right? You're flooding other stuff. Stop doing it. But of course, if they didn't do that, that lake would flood and flood everybody's houses away. So, I don't know why people are so upset about this. I really legitimately don't. Go on, live your life, go fishing when things get bad, hope that they fix it. When things get good, we'll all praise it. But that's all you can do. It's fine to draw attention to it. I have no problem with the people that draw attention to it. I think we should draw attention to things. But there is a limit to it, right? Like, every other video should not be about this. Because when you do that, you are alienating every other content creator by making them have to respond to it. Okay? Now, I don't personally care. I'm monetized on 2 other platforms. But for a lot of people, this matters. The people that do know what they're talking about but can't get their videos out because people like this that hog the market do this. And the other thing you have to remember is, one of the reasons people have been turned off by tournament fishing is people like that are acting entitled about it. It's people like that say, well, I used to be a professional angler, so I get to tell people how the waters run. That's not how that works. Of course people aren't going to relate to you. Nobody's going to relate to you when you talk about $50 megabass lures. Okay? They're good lures. I've recommended them on my channel. But don't expect people to meet you at your level. Like, that's not how social media works. If you want to stand in the kitchen, you got to take the fire with it. Right? So that's why I think so many people don't realize how they hurt their own channel by doing just toxic stuff. Because when the drama wears off, nobody watches you anymore because they're only seeing you for drama. So if you do a fishing channel, let me give you a recommendation. You may get a lot of views on this for a year. And then after a while, nobody's coming around because they're going to get tired of listening to it. That's why you have to constantly create new things. That's why the top social media creators, like the Lake Fork guys and the John B's of the world, start doing different things. Where they'll talk about their family, or they'll start their own new trends. Because they know that if they did that every day, that's all they're going to get. Right? That's all they're going to get in their comment section. So, keep that in mind when you were talking about fishing and social media. Guys, bass fishing has good years and bad years. Lakes have natural good years and bad years. Whether it's flood levels, lake levels, vegetation levels, oxygenation levels. All kinds of things affect that. Not one thing can destroy a lake, especially some of the size of those lakes. It would take a Herculean effort to do so. So, as always, this is Wild Thing Live in At Your Face.